Well, it is that time again. We are approaching the end of the winter 2025 anime season and the beginning of the spring 2025 anime season. And what fantastic anime have I watched throughout this last 4 month period? The answer is none. I have been watching no anime. And it's not for the lack of good shows, of good options, of things that I would like to watch had I the time and the focus and the capability. It is not for the lack of the anime club that I am in, watching good shows, watching shows that I'm interested in. It just hasn't happened. I. It's not like I'm doing better things with my time. I'm just doing things that are either more urgent or more like actively stimulating. I'm having a hard time like really having the motivation to sit down and watch anime lately. And I'm not really sure why. Again, I think a lot of these shows looked fantastic. I watched the first episode of a lot of shows and really liked them and wanted to see more. It just hasn't happened. I think it's just kind of like, there's all sorts of gears shifting behind the scenes, all sorts of emotional levers that are set at certain places within my mind. And even though it's not like my life is totally devoid of opportunities to sit down and watch a show, for whatever reason, it's when those opportunities arise, I just am not in the mood to watch anime. And this is my privilege as an unpopular YouTuber, as not one of the big names in YouTube anime or anything like that. It doesn't matter. It's like totally fine for me not to watch stuff. It does bug me, but it's not like I'm going to watch things out of an obligation to do so. It's not like I feel some sort of duty to watch these shows and report on them. It's unfortunate that right now I just do not have room in my life for this hobby, but it is what it is. And all I can hope is that something changes and I start incorporating it into my lifestyle and routine again. And maybe what will spur those changes on are some of the shows coming next season. And, even if I'm not actively watching anime, I surely want to stay abreast of it. I still want to know what's going on, what are the hot shows, what are people talking about, what are people excited about. And making these videos to explore that is like one of my favorite YouTube activities, period. So we're still going to dive in. Let's take a look at Spring 2025, third season of Fire Force. This is Fire Force, right? That's the English translation. Yeah. Never was that interested in the show. I'd probably read the manga at some point, but good that it's continuing on. David Pro is good. Okay. So this is a new show by Watanabe of Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Space Dandy, and others fame. It's a return to, his most famous kind of genre and general feel, which is semi near future kind of action with some comedy, with some personality. So, like, we have every reason to think that this is going to be a slam dunk. People are pretty hyped about this. As you can see, it's number 2 on popularity for this upcoming season. I watched a few trailers of it and I wasn't really impressed, I gotta say. The trailers themselves were very bland. Didn't really show any like character personality. Didn't show much of the personality of the show. Just kind of like little excerpts of action sequences. So I'm not gonna try to like judge it too much based on that. But the animation itself feels way below the standards of Mappa. Feels way below the standards of anything else he's directed. I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to argue with this hit rate. They're kind of like only producing bangers to some extent, at least animation wise. And there he is, one of the goats of anime direction. I gotta think that it's good. The reason that I'm like, is that we get Adult Swim involved, which so far seems to be like a poison upon whatever it touches. I don't know how they're fucking this up so badly. Producer over involvement, too much direction, too hands on, too micromanagey. But unlike somebody like Netflix, who funds these projects and distributes them and has produced like masterpieces, and seemingly just kind of gives a blank check to talented studios alongside great properties and says go nuts, Adult Swim has not produced anything of value, to my knowledge, when it comes to working with anime studios. Again, to my knowledge, I haven't watched all of this, but none of it is giving me much confidence. So there's a lot of reasons to think this will be good, and then a few reasons to think it'll be bad. But all I can say is we'll see. If not me personally, I'm sure I will find out. Windbreaker, we tried watching this when the first season came out. It seemed alright. Very edgy, very self-serious from what we saw. Cloverworks, of course, a great studio. This is something really far out of their wheelhouse, you know. But I'm glad it's coming back. I think it's the type of show to attract a cult following from what I can see. Reborn, Its previous wisdom remains. Yup. We got 3 shows in before some sort of isekai bullshit started. Okay, alright. I've been killing slime for 3,000 years and maxed out my level. 300 years, sorry. I read the manga of this, even though it's kind of like isekai bullshit. I was curious, and it's very cute. The character designs are fun, and it's really just a slice of life series. It has none of the plot trappings of isekai whatsoever, outside of just the general, like, hey, now my life is, like, totally ideal, wish fulfillment type stuff. What surprises me is the first season of this. Yeah, that was 4 years ago now. I wonder what took so long for season 2. Okay, the Boku no Hero Academia Vigilante spin-off is getting an anime. Also done by Bones, that's cool. The Bones is doing the spin-off as well. This is a very well-liked spin-off manga. I would like to read it at some point. You know, I'm not like a giga fan of the original, but I like it quite alright. And it's a fun world. The idea of quirks is fun. The idea of, like, heroes within society is fun. And I've heard this one actually kind of gets more into, like, the socio aspect of those implications, which the main series does delve into occasionally, but here it's, like, kind of a major focus. Like, is this whole system of heroes really meaningful whatsoever? Whoa, I'm getting a call from my alma mater. That's bizarre. They're probably looking to fundraise. Well, I had an okay time in undergrad, but I would not call it my beloved mother. And I am not giving them any money. They already got enough of my money. But yeah, this could be fun. I'm really glad that Bones is doing it, you know? So there's some consistency across the whole project, and hopefully that'll get a lot of attention, too, among existing fans. What? This looks very silly. It's a manga. What does MangaDex think of the manga? What can we say about this? Besides the obvious. Yeah, that's the kind of ratings you would expect for a series like this. It is getting pretty actively scanlated, so, you know, somebody's passionate about it, which is nice. This is the kind of other manga one would expect. Yeah, okay, sure. A very silly premise. It looks like it's going to be really goofy. Linden Films is pretty good. But, yeah. Okay. Hey, now we're talking! Oh, baby! One of my favorite manga running in Jump right now. I'm also reading Sket Dance. I love Sket Dance. I'm liking Sket Dance even more than Witch Watch, honestly. And Witch Watch I do really like a lot. Probably my 5th favorite series in Jump right now. If you're curious, you can watch the videos about Jump. You can learn all about it. But really fun comedy that has some battle shonen elements, but in a rare or perhaps unique example of, like, reverse battle shonen carcinification, that thing where everything, cancerification, where everything turns into crabs. this is the opposite. Usually everything turns into battle shonen. This starts as a battle shonen and then turns into a very fun slice of life kind of comedy thing. The idea of these magical mishaps and people that are descendant from legendary races like Onis and Kappas and Tengus and stuff. It's all great, very clever, very fun stuff, very good like sitcom style comedy writing, which I think is all too rare in manga. This adaptation, I don't know if I should be like super happy about it, like super excited about it. That is, I'm like excited that it's happening. I think this had pretty good production. I just don't know if I'm gonna bother watching it because I already read the manga, and unless the production is like super top notch, I'm not like super enthused to watch the anime. I say that I'm not super enthused to watch any anime right now. We just discussed this, but I don't know. It would be nice at some point to check it out. Oh, this is the show about the really quiet girl and her bud. This seemed nice. I watched an episode of it. It was quite cute. Um, Glad it's coming back. Sure. Second season of Sentai Daishikaku. What is this? Would I recognize? Oh, it's Go-Go Loser Ranger! Ah, shit, yeah, I like that. That was a good show. That was a lot of fun. It was a really crazy show. At a certain point, I feel like it kind of lost what made it so unique and lost what was interesting with the premise, and then just kind of became a typical battle shonen type of series. As I have said, eventually they all kind of just delve into themselves to the extent that all it is just dudes fighting and you kind of forget why. But still, the premise was very cool, and to the extent that it still peeked through near the end, I was still very engaged. Very curious to see what happens next. Will we watch it? Will we just get caught up with the manga? Who can say? The time will tell, but this is definitely a contender if I am going to watch anything. Okay. Manga. Let's see if that yields anything. I'm gonna predict this is like a high 8 because these types of rom-coms, people like it. Oh, but there's the suggestive tag. Yeah, that's more appropriate for the suggestive tag. Rural, you say? Okay. It just seems like a rom-com. Gardening Club is kind of fun, but... Ah, okay, so this is a manga that's quite well liked. Set in the Kowloon Walled City, which is a very interesting setting. I suppose they're going to kind of romanticize it, given the genre. In actuality, it was mostly just like abhorrent poverty. But who knows? I do know that this manga is very well liked. It has a very dedicated fan base, so there's probably something to it. They do call it a dystopian townscape. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite curious. Arvo animation. Again, I would probably just rather read the manga. Oh, they did the Bokuben way back in the day. And some Monster Musume stuff. Alright. Okay. I mean... I would like to read the manga, I'll say that much. I'm not, like, getting super confident that this adaptation will be good, like, all that great. But I do want to know, like, what it is that makes this manga so intriguing. Sword Instructor... He becomes... Okay, so this is, like, Siseikai. He doesn't go to another world, but he gets just, like, a chance. He rushes into like a new world, and then he gets like a harem. Presumably these are all women. Boom. So it's basically like a Siseikai. You know, it's basically you're just isekaiing in the same world. I guess he's probably just like a badass old man. People like that kind of character a lot. Okay. This also looks like Siseikai. Underworld Clinic. Okay. Sure. based on a manga. Let's see. This could be a manga with a massive cult following. Thank you for giving me the AI breakdown of a comma. That was really worth the electricity. Yeah, it's quite well liked. Getting actively scanlated. There is a dedicated readership. Reaper scans. This is another way to kind of get the temperature of a title, to judge its vibes by seeing what the scanlation group also works on. It looks like a lot of manhwa. Yeah, wow, they're like a very multilingual, busy group. Do I know anything by these people? Not really. Mishihime, that's a shmup. Mishihime-sama? That's a cave shmup. I don't know. This could be interesting. Yokohama Animation Lab. Mostly does not seem to be working in this genre. They do a lot of fetishy stuff, it appears. I see. Okay. Doga Kobo. It's a faux sibling harem rom-com. Can't you guys do anything better? I guess they're putting the gas in the tank for the Oshinoko finale. Oh, there's probably going to be 4 seasons, actually, now that I remember what's left to cover. Uh-huh, okay. I mean, they still do great work. This was good. Oshinoko is visually phenomenal. Just like, I remember when they mostly just did Yuri. Or at least Yuri baiting. This is the new Gundam, which is Studio Kara is involved, and Anno wrote partially, co-writer or something. So that's kind of interesting. What exactly is he listed as doing? Nothing. I've been lied to. Yeah, storyboarding. Is that it? I thought he actually wrote... Oh, design works. What? I thought he, like, wrote stuff. Script. There we go. They can't just put all 3 on the same... I guess that's not how this site works. I mean, that's, like, kind of interesting because Anno, of course, is one of the greatest geniuses this medium has ever seen. But, like... It's like, I'm curious, but I don't actually think I'll like it. Because Anno has not been doing... Like, the only things I've liked of his lately are the live-action stuff. The rebuilds... I don't need more of that. I don't need more rebuild-type writing. I would hope that working in Gundam and being free from the shackles of Evangelion, he's going to take this in some very exciting, very strange direction. Maybe it could also be more in line with like Shin Godzilla, Shin Kamen Rider, Shin Ultraman, where he's just, a huge fan of that franchise and is just excited to get to do one himself. And that has good results. But I think the worst case scenario is that he goes out about this in the same way that he went about the rebuilds. And I don't have time to get into what I think motivated him psychologically writing the rebuilds, but I'm not at all interested in more of that. So we'll see. I don't know. I'd like to hear kind of both how Gundam fans feel and how Anno fans feel. You know, obviously those groups overlap a lot, but as somebody that doesn't really care that much about Gundam, but does care a lot about Anno, I want to hear what other people that don't care about Gundam but just like Anno have to say about it, if I can encounter such a person who watches it. The character designs are fun, I'll say that. They're very over the top, that's for sure. The second season of Shoshimin series. This is pretty soon. The first season was just last year. I found it very strange, very interesting from the author of Hyoka. So they did actually make manga of it, but maybe not the whole thing. Anyways, weird series, goes in very weird, shocking directions. The ending especially, I was blown away by because I just had no freaking clue that that's what was going to happen. It has just this weird, insidious strangeness to all of the characters and all of the behaviors that I find really appealing, almost intoxicating. I'd like to watch more of this, especially since I don't really get what the manga covers, and this is going to cover presumably stuff pretty exhaustively. So, I don't know. Let's try to motivate myself. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch anime. Don't have to watch this. No way. A lone girl is standing on the pier. I bet her hair flutters in the wind. Based on a manga one-shot and then a full serialization. What? Tsumugi Vendors? Related to Wim Wenders? The director? AKA Wim Wenders? I don't know. I can't imagine being that interested. This is Cloverworks. Okay, some crazy mystery series sort of thing. Okay. Alright, silly, ecchi comedy thing, sure. Pandemic evolves. This is kind of like your sci-fi social problem show that it seems like there's like 5 of them each season, and they just never seem interesting to me. Oh, they did the Golden Kamuy adaptation, but I heard a lot of people complain about how this adaptation was handled. Rock music. Bandai Namco. This has got to be some sort of MOBA gay, right? Apocalypse Hotel. That sounds fun. No genre tags. Original creation. Cygames. They did this, which I heard was good. And a whole bunch of other stuff. What else can we learn here? Who are you people? Okay. Drew an ending card for an episode of SZS. And wrote a ton of manga. Would look like very classic shoujo manga. A lot of manga. Definitely classic shoujo manga. Just did the character designs. Okay, sure. This is the director. Worked on Luminous Witches, Soul Lily, but was an animator first. That's what you like to see, and animated some pretty sweet stuff. Monogatari, Penny and Stocking, Penguin Drum, Tatami Galaxy. What's their Twitter like? How about that? You take what you can get to learn. I don't know, I'm a little curious. All of this has contributed to a feeling of curiosity. This guy's worked on some stuff I like. Train to the End of the World was good. Zombieland Saga was good. I mean, this season, it kind of seems like it's been slim pickings so far. But then again, how many shows am I gonna watch? Like 0 to 1? Well, it's worth noting. It's worth noting. Collect tears of joy and grow the seed of life. This has the same aura as another show about an apprentice witch that I watched the first episode of, and I thought it was really bad. They did do this. This is a good show. Here we go. Now we got a good series. Yeehaw! From the mangaka of Yuru Camp, another lovely slice of life series, all about shooting video and pictures of scenery and stuff, coming up with clever ways to get cool shots, great manga. The studio is like brand new. They have not done anything else. But one thing they did do, I guess they don't have the full list of basically one of the art directors for some of the episodes at least is my friend. Wow. He got a great opportunity to do AD work on the show. Amazing. So yeah, I gotta watch this. If I'm not watching a show like this, like what the hell? Can I even call myself an anime fan anymore? So that's a big check mark. Yeah, I gotta like overcome. I'm gonna watch anime tonight. That's my vow. What else was I planning on doing? Oh god, there's actually a lot of things. But maybe I'll watch anime too. It's not too late. It's never too late to watch anime. This looks nice too. Whoa. That sounds awesome. Now, so I think I have seen this manga before. We may look it up and find it on my plan to read already. Or not. Let's throw it on there now. I have heard of this, though. And it does sound quite fun. And I'm glad it's getting a manga. Or getting an anime, sorry. Produced by this studio, which has not done much. I don't know. I'm more curious about this than most stuff. But again, probably just will end up reading the manga. New Usamusume, Uma Musume, whatever. Surprised this is so low. Aren't we living in the horse girl era? I guess those people don't use AniChart. But it certainly has a massive following, just this whole franchise. A lot of my friends are into it. But yeah, I am not. New adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. Whoa, oh, wow, what? Wonder why they're doing this now of all times. I guess there's just always money in the Anne stand. So this is CanCon. It was written by a Canadian woman. Set in our lovely Prince Edward Island, which is just a beautiful, beautiful place to visit if you ever get the chance. I highly recommend it. And if you go there now and you go to the museums and stuff set up around Anne of Green Gables, you will see more Japanese tourists than in the rest of your entire life. They love this franchise. They love this character. They love the various anime adaptations that have come before. This is so funny. She just looks very different than probably any other person you will find on this website. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been like a fanatic of Anne of Green Gables, but I like the idea of it. I like that it exists. I like it as a piece of Canadian cultural history. And I like the fact that it has this bizarre, well, not that bizarre, it actually makes perfect sense, but that it managed to find perhaps the ideal audience in Japanese anime fans. So that's kind of cool. There's a new Anne of Green Gables anime. Cool. Okay. Sure. Shin Samurai Den Yaiba. This sounds kind of familiar. It's just the series Yaiba. Which, is that a Jump series? I gotta hold. We planned for this. Oh, it's WJDB. Nah, just that Yaiba. Not this Yaiba. Another Yaiba. Hello? I don't like that it does auto magic search. Do they not have it? Well, okay, yeah, the manga is just called Yaiba. They ain't got no Yaiba. They ain't got no Yaiba in the house. Here we go. So yeah, this has gotten scanlated seemingly all the way through. That's awesome. Really classic series that hasn't been running since the 90s. Oh, okay. So there already was an adaptation. This is like the new Yaiba. Well, anyways, all of this is to say, I don't know what the hell this is. And I have no attachment to it, but it's Studio Wit. So I feel like this is going to be, like, really good. And I don't know if it really matters if I know what it is or not. It's some sort of, like, fun battle shonen series about a samurai and a cursed sword. It looks like it's got all sorts of kind of old Japan fun. He wears geita. Or weta? Whatever those are, he wears them. Yeah, yeah. And it's Studio Wit. Like, doesn't that just sound like a winning combination? Oh, Guilty Gear Strive anime returns. Returns? Or is this the first one? There was a Guilty Gear anime before, wasn't there? No? Huh. Okay. Well, that's cool. A lot of cool characters, a lot of cool designs in Guilty Gear. I guess they can just adopt the plot of the actual fighting games, because there's a ton of plot in them. I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. Saints and stuff. Fantasy, romance, okay. This looks fun. That's a great premise. Yeah. It's a madcap comedy with maybe like a fish out of water appeal. There's Sentai type characters in at least one episode. It's an original. That's super fun. Directed by... Wow, this person hasn't done a whole lot. And the director... He's directed a full few series before. But, yeah. And it's Madhouse. Madhouse always does great work. Could be kind of like Fujo Beatty, you know, it could be that sort of thing, because we got two kind of like handsome dudes, but in different genres of handsome dude, and when they're both on the poster kind of like that, like you're wondering if they're lovers or rivals. There's a reason you're wondering all that, and it's because you're a Fujoshi. But, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Okay. What? Shaft? What the hell is this? Based on a manga. That sounds fun. What do people think of this manga? Not great, but whatever. Oh, this person, I've read a few of their other scans. So they've picked this up. My guess is that this is mostly just kind of like moe moe slice of life. Oh yeah, and Girls Love too. The only work by this person. Why in the hell is Shaft adapting this? That's so bizarre. That is so bizarre. And it's like our Shaft. It's like Shaft type Shaft. They're working on perhaps one of the most anticipated anime movies of all time. The revival of a much neglected, much misaligned franchise that kicked down the door of an entirely new genre and revolutionized anime over 15 years ago, around 15 years ago. And they're also working on this. Like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? It doesn't matter. I mean, I just love so many Shaft things. Even if they have like a million misses, like this and this and this, they can ride off of the successes of like this and this and this and this and this and to some extent this. You know, they're just one of the GOATs, one of the greatest studios of all time. All of this inner turmoil and stuff certainly seems to have slowed their productivity, but Off season and monster season I thought was phenomenal. So there's a lot of talent still working there. I gotta check it out. I gotta at least know. We gotta watch anime this season. I probably said that last season too, and then I didn't. So I don't know what'll be different, but something's got to be different. We gotta watch anime. I don't know. Okay, sure. Bye bye Earth. You know, I make one of these videos every season, and I talk about all the shows. I would have done it for summer 2024, and I swear to God, I have never in my life said the words "bye bye Earth." There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way I saw "bye bye Earth." Hello, hello. Ooh, starting off. Where the hell is Bye Bye Earth? Show me season 1 of Bye Bye Earth. There's no way. I assume it'd be... You're telling me there's season 2 of Bye Bye Earth, and therefore, at some point in 2024, I encountered Bye Bye Earth. Well, maybe it's in there, maybe it's not. But, just... Bye Bye Earth. Maybe it's good, I don't know. Who knows what it's about? Adonis returns. No way. Okay, this is some sort of like idol, Majo Shoujo thing. Psychological mystery. Supernatural mystery. Based on a manga. Let's see. I like the art style of the manga already. It looks quite interesting. Okay reviews. No chapters uploaded. Not even an English synopsis. Mysterious. Truly mysterious. Original animation about the daily lives of 5 girls who just become university students. They love delicious food. Alright, I'm sold. That's all you needed to tell me. The fact that this is original is kind of interesting. PA Works, you know, they do good work. Skipping low for second season, let's see it. They're not like the most mind-blowingly high quality production, but they get the job done. Could be good. What? Gorilla. Is it literally a gorilla? Okay, let's... He gets a blessing from the gorilla god. What? The young lady who is blessed by the gorilla god is adorned by the Royal Knight Order. Alright. I mean, I like that there's a gorilla. Baseball stadium with a Gyaru cold as the beer she serves, but secretly a sweetheart. That sounds great, dude. I love baseball. Again, it's like, am I going to watch this? Unlikely. But am I going to throw the manga into plan to read and then at some point just randomly read it and have a blast? Abso-frickin-lutely. This ran for 16 volumes and in counting. That's awesome. Alright. I mean, again, there's no reason for me to think the adaptation is going to be really worth watching, but that sounds like a good time reading the manga. That's just that the bar for reading manga is so low. I can just do it ambiently. I could probably get away with reading manga while I record this video. Because you just open the page, and you look at it, and then if something else comes up, guess what? The page just stays there open. You go back, you read another page when the chance gets, or, you know, you read 30, 50 chapters while chatting with other people, listening to music, watching a sitcom on the side. I read manga on the subway. I read it in the hot tub. I read it on long walks where there's no risk of me wandering into traffic or something. I'm not stupid. It's beautiful. When in those scenarios can I read or watch anime? Very few of them. Very few of them. What? Okay, that's interesting. A whole bunch of studios collaborated on this. Paths to My Future. Princess Session Orchestra. Jamaok. Okay. Mahou Shoujo. Cat-like Alien. That sounds fun. OLM is good. Based on a manga. Alien Mew Mew. Uchujin. Space Person. No chapters. One person gave it a 10. Well, I'm going to put a lot of trust in that one person. The art looks great. Oops, I wanted to see. This person, pretty prolific. Oh, okay, I don't know. Could be good, could be good. OLM is the studio I'm thinking of, right? That did, oh, no, I'm getting... Oh, yeah, they did, Kusuriya. Yeah, could be good. Okay. I don't know, can they? I hope so. Bringing Peace is good. Peace is always good. 2.5D idol franchise. Alright, that's fine. Beethoven was a fighter. What? Pre something, okay. Oh, this is Buttface Man. Okay. Yup, that one's self-evident. Yup. What? Okay. Host Club, alright, that's kind of fun. Ah, there's a Koppen-chan anime. Has there been a Koppen-chan anime before? But that's great. I have a friend who loves Koppen-chan. I wonder if she's aware of this. I will have to bring it to her attention if she is not. Raccoon Rascal spinoff. Sure. Boobs. Sure. Sure. Sure, a lot of shorts about animals, huh? Yup. Sumiko Garashi, yup. Okay, now we're back into the meat. The Leftovers are what they are. This is one of the ones that I want to watch. Second season of Apothecary Diaries. Really enjoyed the first season. Haven't gotten to it yet. This I'm definitely gonna see. Banger. The Kana and her father arc. Gonna get some insane animation. Some crazy fight scenes in there. Detective Conan movie, sure. Oh yeah, they're still making these. The 6 movie sequels to Princess Principal. Very odd. Very odd. But I would like to watch them eventually. I like that anime. Want to watch this for sure. Banger. All of the multi-dimensional Roboco's coming together. This is another manga I'm a big fan of. Probably like 7th favorite in Jump right now. I'm saying these numbers kind of casually as if they are estimates, but I actually do run through in my head the rankings. And yeah, I think it's like 6th or 7th. Yeah, okay. Some meat in here too. More Konosuba. Couple bonus episodes, alright. Yeah, okay. Another Wit Studio Netflix original series. Could be good. Could be good. This is the mode of Wit that's less interesting to me. They're kind of like sci-fi type stuff, which they do quite frequently. Whoa! What? She's the character designer? That's sick nasty. You know, I can see it. I can see it. These look like Full Metal Alchemist characters. How about our director? Okay, okay. Worked a bunch on SNK, makes sense. Animator on Penguin Drum. On episode 1 of Penguin Drum, considered to be one of the greatest first episodes of all of anime ever. Who are you? Ah, of course, the creator of Bye Bye Earth! My favorite. Bye bye Earth. Okay, okay. I mean, this could really be good. It's got every reason to think it would be good, dude. And they're not dumping it all at once, which I love. It seems like Netflix is never going to do that again. I'm so happy. More Lyco Reco. Sure, it's yet another of the 800 million series I'd like to watch sometime. A OVA kind of thing. Wow, okay. This sounds brutal. Sure. Ah, Koizuru One Piece. I was reading this manga while I was getting scanlated. It hasn't been scanlated in a long time, but it's quite fun. It's like a goofy gag comedy that has kind of some rom-com elements, but all of the characters are obsessed with One Piece. And all they do is talk about One Piece and make One Piece jokes. And you gotta love it. I love One Piece, so I love this. Falling in love in One Piece. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch this because the scanlation stopped. What studio is doing it? Unclear. Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, The Chronicles. It looks like Weiss Shorts. They're aiming for the Weiss Shorts audience. Look at that. How the thing comes round. Alright, sweet. More Noble Farmer. Season 3 is coming soon at some point, too. And that's it. Actually, a pretty crazy season, all things considered. Okay, let's break down how we did. Gonna watch for sure? No, I didn't. Probably will watch, but I didn't like season 1 that much. No, I didn't. Should be good. This I do want to watch for quite a number of reasons. The first episode was phenomenal. If I'm gonna watch anything, I think it's probably gonna be this. We watched the first episode of this, and it was great, but again, I probably would rather just read the manga at this point, because I'm so far behind. This turned out to not be so great, because I think the adaptation just wasn't so great, but whatever. I just keep reading the manga. This we watched the first episode of, it was whatever. This we watched the first episode of, and it was freaking crazy, and I would actually like to watch a lot more of it. Because already in the first episode, they did a few really lovely tributes to kind of like famous animation. They did a little riff on like the Nausicaa God Warrior and stuff. And I was like, okay, it is actually an isekai. I did call that correctly, but I enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. This, we watched the first episode and it was fine. I don't think we watched this. I don't think we watched this. I completely forgot about this until right now, but I did want to watch it. Well, let's make another list, and maybe this time I can stick to it a little better. But no promises. It's just... We got the should be good tier. It's just not part of my life right now. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it outside of that. I just have not been watching anime. And that's all there is to it. Doopa doopa doo. This is where we're at. This is how we break it down. Because in the end, I just like reading manga better. So it's like stuff that doesn't have a manga I'm interested in, and then stuff where I think the adaptation is going to be fantastic I'm interested in. Normally I make this list and then I send it to the chat for the anime club I'm in. But I feel bad doing it. Because I haven't watched anything like all season. I watched like 1 week's worth of shows with them. And then I just been in the wind. Whoa. There we go. This was an original, right? Yeah, we'll put it in here. This goes in must watch because this Shaft, they've earned it. It's not must watch the whole thing. It's much watch at least one episode and see what the hell is up. Bye bye Earth. Oh yeah, this. Ibi wa sugiredo meshi umashi. Gorilla umashi. Just kidding. Don't eat gorilla. Oh wait, I was gonna put this in kind of curious. What else? What else? No shorts. Oh, but the Kopen-chan. Kopen-chan is much watch. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Must watch? No. We'll see. It's like a pretty strong season. Like, this I'm very excited about. This is just baffling. This is godly. This should be good. This I want to watch because I like season 1. Same with this. This has potential. Studio Wit. Same with this. This looks cute. This looks cute. This one is Madhouse. Points for that. That's a great manga. This is apparently a great manga. It's pretty stacked. It's pretty stacked. I better frickin' watch some anime. That's all I'll say. But yeah. Look forward to... Maybe I'll watch one show and then review it. Just so that I don't miss a seasonal anime review video. But that's probably all you'll get. So look forward to that. See you next time.